Hi everyone, this is another plant vlog and this is for my Ficus Elastica Tineke, and look at how just beautiful she is. Just beautiful. This is kind of rare for me. I never get to see this green, dark green in the back part of the leaf. I just haven't noticed, like for these, they don't have that. They don't have that. This is edema, which I don't really care for. I mean, I don't mind, is what I mean. It doesn't bother me. But this is just beautiful that it has this beauty mark. So, this is an update for this particular plant. Yeah, she has grown, and she has just grown beautifully, hasn't she? And so I do check this plant for watering every 7 days because I've had this plant for a few years now. Initially, if it is a baby plant or a new plant, I would probably be checking it quite more often, maybe between 5 to 7 days, depending on the season. But because this one has already acclimated, it's a few years old with me, I just do 7 days. If I miss 1 day of watering and I water it on the 8th day, or if she needs to be watered on the 6th day and I water on the 7th day, it's not a big of a deal because it's already a very established acclimated plant, so I don't need to worry much. But again, if the plant you have, you just got it today or this week, if you do not add any supplement for shock, the plant will acclimate between 1 to 3 months. Just depends. And if you keep moving it around your house, it will go back to day 0. So just remember that. So if you do want to skip that and give them a supplement every time you water, even if you move it every day, every hour, it should be fine. But you're not really supposed to do that because that's just a bit much. Plants don't really have legs or someone to move them out of the dirt outside. So they're not going to be used to that. So as much as possible, unless it's hurting them on the spot, you don't have to move them. I do fertilize every time I water this particular plant, and she sits in front of an east-facing window. She is above a vent. Yes, it's an air vent that does produce air conditioning or heat depending on the season of the year. And I believe because this is such a hardy plant, a Ficus elastica is a very, very hardy plant, she was able to survive there. And when I first put her there, it was more of an experiment. A lot of people would say, oh, don't put plants on top. No, it's not directly on top of it. I do have a plant stand that is a few feet tall. So it's not directly on top of it or anything. But, I mean, not just sitting on the floor is what I mean. It does have a plant stand on. And so this is what she looks like. And it's just so beautiful. To be honest, when I first saw this plant on pictures, I was like, bleh, like why would anybody bother? But then having them in my possession, and my gosh, I have the most Ficus elasticas that I do have is Tineke. They grow so beautifully for me, and they just multiply really quickly, which is kind of strange because it's close to a white or an elbow variegation, and usually those are kind of slow growers. So I don't know. I just probably really do well in taking care of Tinekes for whatever reason. But my burgundy doesn't grow this well. Yes, my burgundy. And my burgundies, when you see a Ficus elastica burgundy, that's all green. It doesn't have any variegation. And I don't know. I'm just surprised. Also, this can happen too. The little pink ones, this will happen with new growth, especially when you have a ton of light. If you don't like them, just wait for it. It will lighten up and it will turn into this color. And at some point, this color. So it will just happen. But they can sometimes turn to that. If your Tineke is not really close to a window and they do not really get that much light, there is a chance that you don't really get the pink ones when they start off. That's just getting light. And it will fade away. So here she is, and now she's a few feet tall. Again, east-facing window on top of a vent. I check to water her every 7 days. There have been times, especially in the middle of winter, I do provide plant light for 12 hours in the winter months or the very, very dark days of the year. And of course, you know, the heater would make it dry quicker too. There have been times that I've had to water this plant probably sooner than 7 days, maybe 5. What I would consider is making sure that the soil is dry, very dry for ficus, and that's when you water again. If you do water them and the top, even the top part is still dry, is still a little bit damp or moist, they're not going to like wither and die. You will have a little bit of a reaction, but not extreme like other plants. Again, it's a very hardy plant. I would not suggest anybody overwatering ficus or any plant at all. So here she is, east facing window, no humidifier, no humidity. We do have a built-in humidifier, and it only kicks in if the heat is on. And that is because we do, and the heat and the air is on, because we have that. If it's not running, then there is no constant humidity. I live in northwestern hemisphere. I live in the U.S. in the state of Indiana, and I don't spritz this plant. And that's it. All the nutrients, including all my social media accounts, will be in the description section, so do check that out. Don't forget to hit the like button so that anybody who's trying to look for this plant will be able to see it right away when they are searching for care tips. Anything else, guys, if you want, and if you have any questions, anything to do with this particular plant, let me know down in the comment section below. I love hearing from everyone all the time. And here's more close up on the leaves. Isn't that beautiful? It is just beautiful, isn't it? Look at that. Look at that. Just beautiful. And if you guys are wondering, the leaves are closer to a more light yellow or cream color. So here she is. Thank you, everyone. I hope you guys stay happy, stay healthy, keep safe, and keep smiling. I'll see you again next time. Bye.